Hello everyone, welcome to our new series which is MCQs for UP APO. Let's begin with today's episode now. Question number 1. As per BNSS 2023, what does the term inquiry refer to? First, an inquiry conducted by a magistrate or court. Second, a trial conducted by a magistrate or court. Third, an investigation carried out by the police. Fourth, a preliminary examination conducted by a high court. Code for options is option A, 1 only, option B, 2 and 3, option C, 3rd and 4th, and option D, 1st and 4th. The correct answer is option A. Section 2, Clause K of BNSS 2023 stands for inquiry, which means every inquiry other than a trial conducted under this Sanhita by a magistrate or a court. So the correct answer is option A. Question number 2. According to Section 100 of the BNSS 2023, which of the following authority is not empowered to issue search warrant? Option A, District Magistrate. Option B, Subdivisional Magistrate. Option C, Court of Session. And option D, Magistrate of First Class. The correct answer is option C. Section 100 of BNSS stands for Search for Persons Wrongfully Confined and states that if any district magistrate, subdivisional magistrate or magistrate of the first class has reason to believe that any person is confined under such circumstances that the confinement amounts to an offence, he may issue a search warrant, and the person to whom such warrant is directed may search for the person so confined, and such search shall be made in accordance therewith, and the person, if found, shall be immediately taken before a magistrate, who shall make such order as in the circumstances of the case seems proper. So the correct answer is option C. Question number 3. In a case instituted on a police report, the magistrate has completed compliance under Section 230 of the BNSS. The offence appears to be triable exclusively by a court of session. What is the correct legal procedure the magistrate must follow next? Option A, start trial in his own court. Option B, refer the case to High Court. Option C, commit the case to the Court of Session and notify the public prosecutor. And option D, discharge the accused immediately. The correct answer is option C. Section 232 of the BNSS stands for commitment of case to Court of Session when offence is triable exclusively by it, and states that when in a case instituted on a police report or otherwise the accused appears or is brought before the magistrate and it appears to the magistrate that the offence is triable exclusively by the Court of Session, he shall commit, after complying with the provisions of Section 230 or 231, the case to the Court of Session, and subject to the provisions of this Sanhita relating to bail, remand the accused to custody until such commitment has been made. So the correct answer is option C. Question number 4. Under which section of the Police Act additional police force is provided in a district on certain conditions? Option A, Section 13, option B, Section 16, option C, Section 14, and option D, Section 15. The correct answer is option D. Section 15 of the Police Act states that it shall be lawful for the state government by proclamation to be notified in the official gazette and in such other manner as the state government shall direct, to declare that any area subject to its authority has been found to be in a disturbed or dangerous state, or that from the conduct of the inhabitants of such area or of any class or section of them, it is expedient to increase the number of police. So the correct answer is option D. Question number 5. The right to education was made a fundamental right under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution by which of the following constitutional amendments? Option A, 85th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2001. Option B, 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002. Option C, 87th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003. And option D, 88th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2004. The correct answer is option B. The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002 provided the right to education as a fundamental right in Part 3 of the Constitution and made education a fundamental right for children between the ages of 6 and 14. So the correct answer is option B. Question number 6. Under which of the following constitutional provisions can a High Court entertain a public interest litigation? Option A, Article 226, option B, Article 227, option C, Article 228, and option D, Article 229. The correct answer is option A. The Supreme Court or the High Court, in exercise of powers under Articles 32 and 226 of the Constitution of India 1950, can entertain a public interest litigation. So the correct answer is option A. Question number 7. In which of the following sections of the Police Act 1861 the provision for special police officer has been made? Option A, Section 17, option B, Section 16, option C, Section 14, and option D, Section 15. The correct answer is option A. Section 17 of the Police Act states that when it shall appear that any unlawful assembly or riot or disturbance of the peace has been taken place or may be reasonably apprehended, and that the police force ordinarily employed for preventing the peace is not sufficient for its prevention and for the protection of the inhabitants and the security of property in the place where such unlawful assembly or riot or disturbance of the peace has occurred or is apprehended, it shall be lawful for any police officer not below the rank of inspector to apply to nearest magistrate to appoint so many of the residents of the neighborhood as such police officer may require to act as special police officers for such time and within such limits as he shall deem necessary, and the magistrate to whom such application is made shall, unless he sees cause to the contrary, comply with the application. So the correct answer is option A. Question number 8. A is convicted of theft under Chapter 17 of BNS 2023 and sentenced to 3 years of imprisonment. Later, A is convicted again for a similar offence under the same chapter. According to Section 13 of the said Sanhita, which of the following statements is correct? Option A will receive the same punishment as the first conviction. Option B, A is entitled to a reduced sentence due to a prior conviction. Option C, A may be sentenced to imprisonment for life or up to 10 years. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option C. Section 13 of the BNS states that whosoever having been convicted by a court in India of an offence punishable under Chapter 10 or Chapter 17 of this Sanhita with imprisonment of either description for a term of 3 years or upwards shall be guilty of an offence punishable under either of those chapters with like imprisonment for the like term shall be subject for every such subsequent offence to imprisonment for life or to imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years. So the correct answer is option C. Question number 9. A. The captain of a ship alters the ship's course to avoid running over a boat with 20 passengers. In doing so, he collides with another boat of 2 passengers, causing damage. Is A guilty of an offence? Option A, yes. Option B, no. Option C, maybe. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B. Illustration A of Section 90 of BNS states that A. The captain of a vessel suddenly and without any fault or negligence on his part finds himself in a such position that before he can stop his vessel, he must inevitably run down a boat B with 20 or 30 passengers on board unless he changes the course of his vessel, and that by changing his course he must incur risk of running down a boat C with only 2 passengers on board, which he may possibly clear. Here, if A alters his course without any intention to run down the boat C and in good faith for the purpose of avoiding the danger to the passengers in the boat B, he is not guilty of an offence, though he may run down the boat C by doing an act which he knew was likely to cause that effect if it be found as a matter of fact that the danger which he intended to avoid was such as to excuse him in incurring the risk of running down the boat sea. So the correct answer is option B. Now it's the time for practice question. What supervisory powers does Article 227 of the Constitution grant to high courts? Option A, supervisory control over military courts. Option B, power to transfer cases between high courts. Option C, oversight over subordinate courts and tribunals excluding military courts. And option D, power to appoint arbitrators in civil disputes. Pin down your answers in the comment section below.